Hello mga kaguro and to all future teachers. In this episode, we have another special topic that is useful in the collaboration of learners in a class, may it be in a conventional classroom teaching or online distance learning. Collaboration enriches the learning for students. It begins with meaningful tasks that involve students participating in negotiation of roles, responsibilities, and outcomes. But if your idea of collaboration is the leader giving tasks to the members, nararapat lang na panoorin mo ito. For you might have the wrong notion of collaboration. Collaborative learning is different from delegated group work. This actively encourages learning and focusing together rather than delegating parts in a certain task. Vygotsky controversially argued for educators to assess a student's ability to solve problems rather than merely acquiring knowledge. This idea of collaborative learning has a lot to do with Vygotsky's idea of the zone of proximal development. Kung wala ka ng idea kung ano ito, I'll place a direct link here, then come back to watch the video after. Now, to most teachers, group selection is a vital consideration in forming collaborative activities. This selection is needed and also varies depending on many factors, such as first, the purpose of the activity, second are the individual learning goals, third is to facilitate wherein the building of new relationships are formed, and fourth is the delegation of particular skills and strengths of our students. Group learning activities are specially designed so that students will actively accomplish every task, share roles, responsibilities, and gain ownership of the outcomes. Now, here's the big question. What useful lesson plan outline we might use to enrich collaborative learning?
We need an answer!
Well, the answer to that question is all of them. All learning or lesson plan outlines can be incorporated with collaborative activities. Now, this greatly depends on the teacher's planning. So just like what I said, this would depend on how the teacher guide and facilitate learning among his or her class. Now, here are some lesson plan outlines I personally find useful in promoting cooperation and focus more on building community for learners. We have Carousel brainstorming, peer teaching approach, team games tournament, and Jigsaw strategies. Now, first on our list is the Carousel brainstorming. This is a cooperative learning activity focused on movement, conversation, and reflection that can be used both to discover and discuss background knowledge prior to studying a new topic, as well as for the review of content already learned. Siguro naman nakasakay ka na sa isang carousel at naramdaman mo na rin ang pakiramdam kung paano paikot-ikutin sa mga pambobola niya. Just kidding. Well, I'm just emphasizing the mobile role of learners in this setup. So how does the carousel brainstorming work? Now, small groups of students rotate around the classroom, stopping at the various stations for a designated period of time for usually 1 to 2 minutes. Now, at each station, students activate their prior knowledge of a topic or a concept and share their ideas with the small group. Now, each group posts their ideas on a chart at each station for all groups to read. Now, can we do that also online? Yes, we can take away that chart paper and go digital. We can use Google Docs or Google Presentation instead of chart or paper. That way, students could still rotate through the questions and respond with their answers. To get students moving, have each student open a specific slide or be in charge of one question on their own computers and have each child rotate through the computers in their teams. Links to each group docs could then be shared as a gallery walk. Now, aside from Google Docs and presentations, online mind map Stormboard, and Google Drum can also be used for carousel brainstorming. Now, this would allow them to work on boards collaboratively based on the question posted and work to generate and organize their ideas using virtually sticky notes. Now, the boards can also be exported into a detailed report, PDF, or spreadsheet. Amazing, right? Now, in the teacher's lesson plan, here's how carousel brainstorming is planned. Now, let's say that the teacher is using the universal learning plan with objectives, subject matter, procedures, and then under procedure, we have the preparatory skill. Now, all of the details regarding the carousel brainstorming are placed after the presentation of lesson and setting of standards. In here, we set area for forming groups, assigning to the station, and distribution of pen. Now, distribution of pen is the start of the fun carousel brainstorming adventure for our students. And then afterwards, don't forget to generalize, to apply, and find the value in their activity. And then follows the assessment part or the evaluation and assignments. And then the next strategy is the peer tutoring approach. Peer tutoring occurs when the students, of course guided by the teacher, teach other students. Meaning to say, a student is then responsible for teaching his co-classmates. Now, peer tutoring can enhance learning by enabling the learners to take the responsibility for reviewing, organizing, and consolidating existing knowledge and materials given by the teacher. Now, in the peer tutoring approach, the teacher develops a lesson plan good for 10 minutes lesson, and then this lesson and strategy will be first taught and modeled to the assigned group by the teacher. The group then prepares outline notes to share with the class on the teaching strategy, well, let's say that your group is modeling. Now, for online learning students, the output can be in digital formats too, like sharing of videos, making podcasts, infographics, and many others. Now, here's an example. Let's say the teacher wants to tackle more on online activities for the students. In here, each group are given tasks to share with their classmates. Let's say, for example, the group 1 were given cooperative learning strategy, which is the Jigsaw technique. Group 2 will deal on concept mapping. Group 3 will discuss more on visuals with the use of photos, cartoons, or 1 to 2 minute video clip. Then Group 4 will find learning centers where they can have virtual field trips. Then Group 5 will review different online games. Now, if you are the teacher implementing this approach, where will you place this in your lesson plan? Right. Now, after we set the standards, do not forget to assign roles for the student, distribute the materials, and let them do their roles. Now, here is the easiest cooperative learning that is easy to implement. And we call this as the Team Games Tournament. Now, in TGT, students will not just have fun, but they will also serve as peer tutors. In this strategy, it contains the elements of games and it can be an effective reinforcement for lesson mastery. Now, how do we incorporate this in our lesson? We create home groups and competent groups, and of course, for the mechanics of the game, here are the simple steps that will guide you in Team Games Tournament. First, we have to select the instructional topic and present it to the students. Second is we develop the list of questions related to the topic. Third is to create the heterogeneous groups of 4 to 5 and give each group identities such as tomato group, kamote group, potato group, or whatsoever. Then fourth, each member of the group will be numbered. One will compete with the other ones, the two will compete with the other twos, and so on. And then the last one, After the competition, students will return to their team game tables and report their scores. Now the team scores are then compared and the winning team earns a reward. Now take note also that in the concluding activities, application is removed, because this strategy might take time since this activity is full of fun and learning. There are also many available online tools that will help you formulate team games tournament in your class, such as the quizzes, sight words hopper, flipping pancakes fraction, blending sound spelling, bubble buster, and a lot more. And now if you want your student to specialize in one aspect of a topic, Jigsaw strategy is perfect for you. Now, Jigsaw strategy is a cooperative learning strategy that enables each student of a home group to specialize in a certain topic. With this strategy, each student in the home group serve as a piece of the topic's puzzle, and when they work together as a whole, they create the complete jigsaw puzzle. In each home group, there is an assigned topic or piece to work on. The teacher will then provide the reading materials, summary chart, and resources necessary to be used for reporting. Now, the expert group will be assigned to each group to make a report learned from the home group members. Now, in the lesson planning, after the presentation and setting of standards, the teacher will then assign home group. Then each home group will be given time for brainstorming. And then the teacher now assign the expert group to listen to the home group members. And then the expert group will now share their learned ideas to the whole class. Now, doing this might take a lot of time, but proper scheduling will help the teacher accomplish this wonderful cooperative learning strategy. So that's it for now. Those are 4 collaborative learning activities and strategies in teaching. Now, there are hundreds of fun and learning teaching techniques out there. Why not collaborate with your friends and share one with them? This can be a simple form of collaboration. Now, always remember that collaboration can boost peer learning, improves critical thinking, enhances problem solving, improves communication skill, and improves cultural awareness. But we have to be cautious of the cons of this strategy, for students learn at different speeds. Someone may be in charge of the group and others may not cooperate. Now, this may develop tension among the group. Some groups may also struggle if they don't have group work skills. Social loafing, or someone who puts in less effort than the rest of the team, or we call them the introverts, may struggle in group activities. And so it is necessary to have a good background knowledge of the cooperative learning strategies first before implementing it in your class. Now watch out for more Lesson Planning 101 tips only here in Fun and Learning with Teacher Danny. Bye for now!